Hello, my Cancerians. This is your March monthly reading. This is Owlchemist Tarot serving tarot straight up. So, thank you for joining if you're new, and if you're a return sub, thank you so much again, as always. So I'm going to be pulling energy for the overall month, and then what's going to be going on in your main sectors of money, love, and career, what you might want to focus on in your communication zone, and then a card for each week of this month. Now, my readings are all for your sun, moon, or rising. So if you have Cancer in one of those, this reading might resonate. I also recommend watching your videos for your sun, moon, and rising, that you'll get a holistic understanding of what's going to happen for the month, since this isn't a personal reading, okay? Now, I've already cleansed my cards offline, so I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle and pull a few cards. Well, not a few, but for all the... You're looking about 9 cards, okay? Okay. All right, just give me a second. Okay, Cancer, you have 5 of Pentacles for the overall energy for this month, for March. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you is I do feel like things that, disappointments and loss, and even feeling abandonment, meaning that you were left out in the cold, that people weren't there to help you in the past. I do feel like those past memories or experiences are kind of coming back up to the surface. The reason is because in March we're still in Pisces season, Neptunian energy, and things, emotions, deep emotions that are in the subconscious. So it's not, it may be something from a past life that you just, it's like issues with money or stability, or maybe that you have abandonment issues that really important people in your life have left you. And again, whether it's this life or a past one, those fears are starting to pop up and kind of, challenge you and what you want in the present moment and beyond. So what I'm going to tell you is that this is nothing to I don't feel like this is something that is going to reoccur again. Cancers, number one, just like your sister sign in Pisces, you're very intuitive and very smart. And I even though when you feel like you're being kind of put in a very challenging position, you'll kind of retreat into that hard shell of yours. But just remember that a lot of this stuff, especially if it's something from the past, you have control over your present and future, okay? So don't let yourself go down a downward spiral because of what could happen. And even if you're actually experiencing something like this, what this is doing, a 5 is all about change. So you are being asked to look at how you can change your behaviors and maybe your spending habits, or how you approach money, or just life in general, or how you want your home to be, what is stable to you, and create that and manifest it in your life, because you actually have the control to do that. I'm just going to shift my camera a little bit. There we go. So moving into your money zone, you got King of Cups. Now, for some of you, you might be really drawn to invest or put your money in something that is very much a passion project, or that there's a creative project that you really just want to see develop and you want to see grow and prosper. And that's great. And it could be your own project too, by the way, excuse me. But I would be careful if this is you, because what happens with the King of Cups is that it's almost like going based on emotion and feeling, and maybe not facts and data. So what I would tell you is that there's nothing wrong to have, something that you're passionate about and you really want to see grow and develop, and that's something that you really have an emotional tie to. But the King of Cups, I would recommend doing your research, because there could be some hard decisions that you have to make, that you might have to cut an investment loose because it may or may not be performing very well. And I think maybe that's tied back to that 5 of Pentacles, where you're starting to see like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose everything, or you're starting to kind of think of this avalanche effect. So if it's something that you really love, but it's not making headway and you're not seeing your return on your investment, you might have to cut something loose, okay? In your love zone, you have 4 of Swords. So 4 of Swords is rest, rejuvenation. It's really taking a step back and mentally decompress. If you are single, I don't necessarily see that March is really the time that you're gung-ho on starting a relationship or getting back out there. 4 of Swords, I would tell you as a single person, the energy I'm getting is that you are actually taking more time on, making sure that that it's a self-love care routine that you're kind of putting into play, meaning that maybe you're taking time to meditate. Maybe you're, going on to spa dates for yourself, or you're, doing things that make you happy and make you feel better. And it's not about, basically, it's, if you are not in a good place and you're not putting yourself as a priority, you're really not gonna, you may or may not be able to attract someone in that's going to be doing the same thing. So basically, it always starts with self. You're important, and putting time and energy to make yourself, that you're doing good and that you're happy and that you feel loved. That's the most important thing if you're a single person right now. If you're in a couple relationship, partnership, marriage, whatever the case, girlfriend, boyfriend, I see that two messages are coming out pretty clear. For some of you, you might, as a couple, you might have been on the go, just like, constantly doing things on the weekends, or not having a lot of time as just with each other, just to relax and do nothing and just enjoy each other's company. So for some of you, you might want to, start looking at how you can, bring back more couple time and not have to appease everyone else. But for a lot of you who might be in relationships, there could be something missing in the relationship, a lack of something. And it's starting to drain you quite a bit. And it's just something that you're just like, gosh, I just don't feel as happy as we once were. Something is missing. And so what I would tell you, if that is the case, please be upfront and honest with your partner and try to figure it out, because it could be something that is, something that's very small. It's not, but if you let it sit, then it could grow into something a lot bigger. For some of you, if you're really truly unhappy in your relationship, be the responsible person and explain why. And if it's time to go, then it's time to go. Okay. In your career, Seven of Cups. Cancers, Seven of Cups. There might be some creative projects or opportunities that come to you this month. Seven of Cups, I would just say be very careful, because not everything that glitters is gold. So you might have multiple job offers. You might have, your pick of the types of clients or projects you want to work on. Or you might have, if you work for yourself, opportunities to partner with, different people or firms. What I would tell you is that they might be giving you the pitch of a lifetime. It might look really amazing on paper, but it may not be. That's not in reality. That's not really what the situation would be. So I would just say, use discernment, be careful, do your due diligence, and make sure you're making decisions. What is going to be the best thing for you in the long term, not necessarily what is just going to be, something that's going to excite you for a few months and then you feel trapped. Okay. Just be very careful, because I do feel like what you're being presented or opportunities that come your way they might look good on paper, but that's maybe all they look good on. Okay. So just do research and really look at things closely. In your communication zone, Two of Pentacles. So this kind of fits the theme. For some of you, this can be very much business related, finance related, where you're going to have to make a judgment call. You're going to have to weigh the pros and cons. For many of you, you might feel like, you're a little bit more balanced and you can take, you're very confident to take things head on, and your communication style kind of follows that. But if you're having to weigh pros and cons and you're going to have to communicate, just be clear, just be, just explain and give specifics. I would say that for many of you, your communication, it's not, there may not be a lot of gray areas with you this month, Cancer. It's a very black and white for many of you. And so I would just say, speak your piece. First week, Ten of Wands, right under that King of Cups. Ten of Wands is a burden. Now, this is an ending for sure. So this, I feel like, really has a deep connection to this. You might be investing in something that you really want to see work. You really want to see growth, but it just hasn't happened yet. And I think you're going to need to learn how to cut your losses. This is something that you've been carrying for a while, And even though this is a really hard type of energy to let go of, you're gonna need to, because what happens is that you're gonna be making decisions based on reaction and not based on maybe facts. Okay, Ten of Wands. Once you understand that some things are just not your burden to carry, the better. Cancers, you guys have a very nurturing energy, and a lot of people come to you with their problems or scenarios, and you have such wonderful advice, but ultimately it's not always your burden to bear. Okay, so I would say this first week, if there's something that you're just seeing not progress and deep down you know it's time to let it go, please follow that advice. Okay, second week, right under that Four of Swords, you have Knight of Cups. This is kind of convoluting energy. This is kind of interesting that these cards came out. Knight of Cups is very much someone who's charging in to declare something, to offer you something. But this energy is very much like taking a step back, that you're, very much resting, taking a step away from the public limelight and just like working on self. One thing I will tell you I do feel like there could be people who maybe, especially if you're single, that might approach you, Cancer. But I would say if you're not feeling it, don't agree to a date, or don't agree to go out with someone because you feel bad. Like, if you're taking the time to nurture yourself and work on yourself and kind of slink back in that hard shell of yours and just kind of, I need to focus on me, that's fine. Just be honest about that. Knight of Cups can also mean that as some of you might want to offer yourselves to someone, but you're just not ready yet. And that could be that second week, that's something to watch out for. Bottom line, don't force it. Okay, just don't force anything. I would say that this month is not about forcing anything. Let it happen organically. Let it happen naturally. Third week, right under that Seven of Cups. Interesting that the Tower card came out. Now, I know people really buckle when the Tower card comes out. This is not always about negative energy. Tower card is about abrupt change. Now, what I will say is that you have to this came out, Spirit said, be careful what you wish for. The Seven of Cups, remember I was saying, not everything glitters is gold. So be careful what you choose, because what you think you want may not be the best thing for you in the long term. What I will tell you is that really think this through, because if you choose based on the facade that you're being sold later down the road, it may not work out. Okay. And I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying you need to use your intuition. You need to really research and fact check, because if you make a hasty decision, you might pay for it later down the road. Okay. Fourth week, really lovely energy. And I love seeing this. You just got the Tower card, but then you got the World card. So the World card in the upright, this is all about, number one, completions, massive energy transitions and completions. But this is also about things always working out for you. There might be some sudden change that you face, or decisions that you're going to have to address, but ultimately it's something that you're destined to deal with, and that it's putting you right on the right track. And that's really what that Tower energy is. Ultimately, this energy is always very sudden and kind of frustrating, because you're not really in lead, or you're not in control of the change. It's happening to you, but it's laying the groundwork for you to create the path that you really want to be on. And it's very positive in the long term. So with the World card, this is really success. This is, things coming full circle for you. And sometimes, Cancer, I feel like this month, maybe you might feel like you've gone the long way around, but you're always going to end up on the right course. Okay. So that's kind of the message that I want to leave you with. Cancers, have a wonderful rest of the month. Make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram, because I post there quite a bit, and then you get free insights. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you're interested in a reading or anything else, all that stuff's in the description box, so you're welcome to check that out if you're interested. Thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.